Starting.
Yeah, there we are. Look at us techno girls.
We did it! It's the third time's a charm. Hey guys, welcome to Earth University's Google Hangout. That's all about funding your dreams. We're glad that you guys made it tonight, and Lori and I are just celebrating because this is the third or fourth time, thank you, that we have tried to do a Hangout, and we actually got it. So,
we're here. We're first time.
yes.
I hope. And we put the link on so people. And thanks for helping me with that link. That's awesome. If people, it can make it easy for people. And we're having trouble getting on. How's anyone else getting on?
Yeah, so we got it though. If you're here watching, it's really easy. You can just go to our website and you can watch our old Hangouts. You can watch every Wednesday night at 7. We're having a Hangout just so you guys can get to know us and talk about whatever's coming up for us. But yeah, so Earth University, it's all about play, it's all about unwinding, and it's all about exploration. And I'm Donna Salmink. If you're here for the first time, if you're just finding our website, it's www.earthuniversity.weebly.com. And I'm here with my pal in Australia, Lori Lou. Lori, you want to say a couple hello words?
Hello, everyone. How fun is this to be in the worldwide net and live? So right now, life has this way of picking me up and setting me down. And well, I'm in the south. I'm in Australia right now. I'm in WA, which is near Perth. It's the western side of Australia. And one time I had the chance to live in Europe. I was in the south of France, and I was there for 2.5 years. And I said to myself, I think I'm ready for a new adventure. And the next thing I knew, I was literally back in the States, in the south in Arizona. And I hung out there for a year, and I was like what? Well, that's not what I meant. I meant I wanted to go on an adventure to Spain. So, and then I was back in this. So last winter in December I was in Arizona and then in Colorado, and I was making the plan for this year. Like I had targets, and I was like, oh good, I'm going to build this, and I can do these connections, and I can do internet, and I can do all this. And then I put out, oh, what grand adventure can I create today? And that night I got a Skype from friends here in I got a Skype from Australia. So my master plan of creating an internet business got sidetracked, but here I am doing it anyway, but from Australia. So here we are.
Yay, mama. Well, so tell me really quick, what does WA stand for, or is that, I'm like super curious, what does it mean?
So in Australia they have, it's a state. WA is like Colorado. The only thing with, so they have.
What does it stand for? Like,
Western, what does it stand for? Western Australia. WA, Western Australia. So, Australia over here, they just go where, and so WA is like is a state, and it's Western Australia, and it's freaking 5 days. The only difference is it's 5 days big to drive from one end to the other.
Wow.
And it's a quarter, like a fourth of Australia. And then there's the center part, and then there's all these other areas like Queensland, Melbourne, Gold Coast, stuff like that. So that's nice. You have to, and I made this cute little blip about, I was in the south of France, and I'm in the south of Australia, and I immediately got called on that. They're like, you're not in the south of Australia, you're in WA. And I was like, oh, so
nice.
Because they were worried I was going to try to get here from South Australia, which is like thousands of miles away.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you for that. So you guys that are here joining us tonight, and you guys that are watching online later, if you don't know, Earth University has a trip coming into Bali, the beautiful, beautiful island of Bali, and in September. And we wanted to just really connect with you guys because I get that sometimes money can be the reason that you don't do things that you really want to do. So, just a little bit, if you're on our website right now, you can browse around. If you go to Bali, you can browse around and see some of the stuff that we're going to do. We're going to swim with dolphins. We're going to hike a volcano. We're going to go to the Gili Islands. We're going to have a range of experiences from like luxury to like just being really with nature, which is, just such a beautiful way to commune with the planet, which is such a, it's like the backbone or sort of what Earth University is all about. It's just, we know that the planet is the greatest teacher that any of us actually have, and that the more we can be playfully exploring with the planet, the greater contribution we are to the health of the planet, the well-being of our own lives and our own bodies. And so if you're around, you can scroll at that. But because I know that for me personally and for some of the folks that I've talked to that really want to join us in September, money is often the reason or the thing that comes up that blocks you. It's sort of like the thing that comes between you and what you really want to do and be and have in life. And so for some reason, a Shakespeare play or the myth of Pyramus and Thisbe just showed up with the two lovers on either side of the wall and the wall being in between them. And it's like, how often are you and money on separate sides of this wall, and the only way that you can talk is through this little tiny hole? So, we don't have any, I don't think either Lori or I have any, quick fixes or solutions. Like, we're not going to just be like, bam, and you're going to have the money. But we wanted to start a conversation and really invite you guys to connect with us, because if that's your thing, who knows? Maybe some other stuff can show up after we hang out together tonight that wasn't possible before this conversation. So really, for me, one of the things that comes up with money, and I've done some incredible things in my life, and more so over the last couple of years, because what I'm starting to get for me, and then Lori, maybe you can talk about this too, is that I'm starting to really realize that when I truly want something, there's like nothing that stops me from it. And so I'd like to play this little game that's like, oh, I can't, oh, I couldn't. But I'm really starting to get that when I truly want something, I will make it happen. I'm pretty powerful that way. I'm just guessing. Could be wrong, but I'm just guessing that if you're here watching, you might be that powerful too. So if you're not acknowledging your potency, would you just start to do that right now? I'm going to do like some weird hand stuff like this. Blah, I'm going to like just start acknowledging it. Like, you might actually be a lot more potent than you're pretending to be. And if you start to acknowledge that, maybe you can actually start to choose the things. Who knows? Maybe you'll come with us to Bali, or maybe this call will contribute to you choosing something else that you really want. But with that, I'm going to stop and hand it over to you, Lori. And what comes up for you around that?
The piece that comes up is the universe. I'm getting the awareness. The universe is so on our side and on our back. And Donna and I were having a conversation, and she was having this sense of how supported we are. Now, we have body awareness modalities, yoga, qigong, and we get that. But really, at a deeper level, like, whoa, how much support do we have? How much in this universe will bend over backwards and actually change and expand into creating what you choose? And really is a question of, it's just saying, oh yes, it's being in, yes, you know what, I'll make it happen, but I'll have all the support in the verse. And your verse, it's you, your verse, you are doing it. The verse is you. And Earth is your playground. And it will do anything and everything to support you in being to your dreams. And if your dreams, and such as going on a Bali holiday or any other place you want to go to, the reason we picked Bali is I got down here and it literally called to me, and it's a nurturing place. The people are nurturing. There's a place.
Wait, hold on. Ring,
Sorry,
ring. Hello, it's Bali on the line.
Yeah, that's what it was. So if Bali starts to call to you, go balls out, man.
Bali to the wall. It's time
Yeah,
to Bali to the wall.
wall.
That might be our new like slogan or tagline or something. Bali to the wall.
Yeah.
It's really funny. I was at the reservoir, the Boulder Reservoir today. It's one of my favorite places on the planet, hanging out with my dogs. And it's really like we live in this tremendously abundant place, but it's really easy to start to function from what we see other people doing, which is scarcity or, I don't know, planning. There's a lot of, like, especially career folks. So if you're watching and you're a person who has a career like I did a couple of years ago, for me then it was like puzzle making, right? So it would be like, well, if I want to go on this vacation, I have to rob Peter, you know, take money out of this fund so that I could have this. So there was actually a lot of calculating in my life at the time. And always it would be like all this calculating, and the bottom line, the zero sum, the bottom line would be like, okay, well, I can only do this much. So there was huge limits on what I could actually choose and what I could experience. And none of those things were things that I actually wanted to choose. So just to share a little bit about my life, like I was a school teacher on very limited, if you know anything about school teachers, I got paid like this much. I'm also a single mom. I have teenagers. Well, I have teenagers, and they're wonderful. Everybody who meets them is like, why you say such horrible things about them, but they're really wonderful. And they are wonderful, but they're still teenagers, for God's sake. But I mean, I had this like whole, you know, scarcity limit, and what I've been finding over the last couple of years is truly that when I want something, I make it happen. So I just went out of the country for the first time. It was to Vancouver, but for me that's like a big damn deal, because I had decided that I couldn't do that. So what you who are listening right now, what have you decided is like a limitation or something that you can't have? What if just right now with us tonight, you could start to acknowledge that, oh shit, I mean, shoot, Google, oh shoot, I thought that I was limited. I created this as a limitation, and what if you could just let that go with us tonight? Just drop it off.
Yeah,
just drop it. It's like you're taking a hike and you just dropped it, and now it's back there on the path. You don't even have to have it anymore. So, and also, like, if you started to acknowledge that you're actually the creator, I've been spending a lot of time with writers lately. I actually started writing poetry again. And I went to a writing group this weekend with academics, professors, very academic people, and I was listening to the conversation, and I was like, oh my God, this is why I love writing so much, because these guys actually get that they're creating their life in 10-second increments. They're actually writing it. So they're writing a poem, and they get that that's actually the unfolding of the next things that are going to occur in their life. So if you started to acknowledge that you're creating your life, and if whatever you want to do, hopefully we would love for you to come to Bali with us, but what if you could start to acknowledge that you're the creator and you're unfolding it in 10-second increments? Yeah. So
yeah.
Go ahead, Lori.
No, that's it. That's great. I mean, you're the creator. You're the creator, so what would it take for you to just play in an expansive way and just come go for it? I mean, to have this experience will be different. We're making it different than others in that there's a sense of a communion with the earth that's being created now. The whole earth is creating new opportunities and new possibilities. Yeah. So that's it. Get into that flow and create it for yourself as well. Yeah. That's what's coming up.
Well, and one of the things when you're talking about communing, one of the things that I've used to, you know, like go to Vancouver, or I mean, I've traveled actually. So for me, just to go a little bit more into my story, so I was a school teacher and a single mom. The only traveling I had ever done until a year ago, a year and a half ago, was between, and it was all road travel, except for maybe a couple of flights for family funerals. I just traveled between Missouri and California, so I have a range. That was as big as my range was for all of my life, my whole life. And I've actually gone several places. Like I've been to Florida this year, I've been to Vancouver, I was in Hawaii, and all of those things have actually happened this year. And one of the things that actually, you guys can try this, it may or may not work for you, I don't know, but if you're out there and you're thinking, oh my God, Molly, because I've actually I know that some of you guys out there are like watching this and you're just like, please, can we be on your team so we can go for free? And actually, I wish we could do that, but the trip is actually priced pretty, it's got a really phenomenal price already, so we can't actually do that. But what I've done to travel to places is I've actually been asking, and I haven't had any expectation around it, but I've been asking, like, if I go here, is it going to create something greater for me and the planet? I'm like asking, you know, hey, it would be fun for me to go to Florida. It would be fun for me to go to Maui. Yes, but is it greater than just something that's fun for me? Is it something that's going to contribute to everybody I know somehow? And I don't even know how, but I'm asking that question. Is this actually going to contribute something to the planet? Is this going to create a new possibility for me and everybody in my universe somehow, some way? Now, I'm not super attached to how, I don't know how that's going to show up. Hopefully, I'm inspiring people that were just like me that hadn't gone, like, oh my gosh, I could actually do stuff. And so when I'm asking for whatever it is I'm asking for, I'm really in the space of including everyone and everything. So you guys that are asking, and I also had to be coming from a place like I want to go to Toronto next month, and I had to really get square with myself today and be like, well, could I be okay if I didn't go? And that's the place where I have to be in the total choice. Like, yeah, I'd love to go, and could I be okay if I didn't go also? And so this interesting energy, for those of you that are into energy, it's like this interesting energy of like being the contribution. How can I gift? How are the choices I'm going to make going to contribute? And truly, when I'm choosing something that's going to be amazing for me and everybody I know on the planet, the funding shows up, and it shows up in amazing ways. And so on that note, Lori, do you want to talk about, like, this?
Yeah, exactly. That is, you know, Donna started to bring up in one of the other videos, the people who show up, the people who have any appeal this appeals to, we're going to create this trip together, and it's the people on this trip that's going to make this phenomenal as well. And so what change and what contribution is such a beautiful word, gifting or receiving as a group can, the synergy, the group consciousness will create. And there's so much going on in consciousness right now that it's exciting. Like, how much can we expand our life? And even if you don't have any idea what we're talking about, consciousness or energy, maybe this is the step out place for you and your family, for you and your husband, or just something's niggling you. If you found this hangout and that, wow, you know, what are they talking about? What else is possible? And we would love to invite you that this is a possibility to open and blow doors open, to get into that nurturing of ourselves and of the planet and of humanity in a way that we've never even considered. So that is so cool. It's cool. That's what we're talking about, is if you've been so shut down you have no idea that it's a possibility to open up to that. And that's exciting.
And that's shut down is like totally, I mean, in my career as a school teacher, there was such a limit on what I could experience and what I could do. And I mean, even if I wanted to travel, I could have done so as, like, you know, they have teacher exchange programs and teacher this and teacher that, but there's so many ridiculous hoops to jump through. And it just wasn't really fun for me at some point, and it was like a block. I didn't actually be the one that was in control, and I actually am kind of a control freak. I'm finding out.
Yeah.
So I want to say too that Lori and Lucas, who's not with us tonight, but he should be here on Wednesday. So come back and join us at 7 o'clock on Wednesday. We got the Google Hangout finally worked out, so we'll be right here on at www.earthuniversity.weekly.com. Just refresh your screen at 7 o'clock. Lucas ought to be with us then. Not sure yet what we'll be talking about, but
you know what, Donna, this week would it be cool? I'm going to see if my friend from Australia can join us. I could have an Aussie with us, and it's so much fun to hear Aussie accents. And she's been to Bali quite a bit, and she has a sense of the how nurturing Bali is. So we're going to give you that little piece. Oops. Oh, Donna, it froze up. Is Donna there for you? Well, we might be done anyway. Cool. Just know that you are an infinite being and that anything is possible these days. There's so much happening that just supports you in creating your life and anything that you would really desire. And if you can join us, if there's a part of you that would join us, we would love and honor to have you with us. Okay, thank you. Bye.
so hello. Sorry about that. Connection got lost. So if I can get Lori back on here, but while I'm getting Lori back on, we have a special guest coming on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Please join us if you want some more information about Bali. You can also find it on our website. Just scroll around. And here comes Lori. So the other thing that I just wanted to mention while we're getting ourselves back online and back together is that my story is that I haven't traveled a whole lot. That's definitely not the case for Lori, and nor is it for Lucas. Lucas is actually a Peace Corps guy, so he's been lots of places, and he travels a lot. So and so does Lori, as you've heard. She's been all over the world, and she does extended stays. I'm not actually sure how she does the magic of life. So that's one of the brilliant things about Earth University and the team is that we have this wide variety of experiences that really give you guys lots of different places to tap in. So we would love for you guys to tap in. You can get in touch with us if you really want to come, but you don't have the money. You know, one of the other things that I've done is when I think that I can't do something, I actually will say that I'm going. I'll choose it, and I'll start to get in conversation with people. So even if it's like something that's going to cost $5,000 and I have $20 to my name, I'll actually choose it and start the conversation with the people that are there. And what that does is it takes my attention from being like horse with blinders on, and it starts to open up the possibilities. It starts to really, what I do is I actually start to steer myself in the direction of my dreams. So you guys heard that famous quote, I think it's Thoreau, who says, you know, steer yourself in the direction of your dreams or something like that, blah, blah. But anyway, so if you are thinking, oh, I want to do it, but I could never do it, maybe it's not impossible, you know? And I would encourage you to take a moment to go back through your life and think about something amazing that showed up that you were asking for. It can be really easy to start looking at what you asked for that never showed up, but instead, like, shift your focus. So what did you start asking for that did show up that you thought was impossible, but then it occurred? Then it really, you know, like for me, I've been wanting to play with horses. I knew my whole life I was going to do it. I just started asking for it with fervor over the last 6 months or so, and I am totally surrounded by horses like almost every day of the week now. So, and I thought that was something that wasn't going to occur till way later in my life. So, you know, one of the big messages that we have for you guys tonight is like, if you've decided that coming to Bali is what you wanted to do, and it's impossible for you to do, would you just let go of all the conflict that you have around that? I want to go, but I can't go. Just drop off all the conflict that you've created around it and just start to connect with us. Call me. Call Lori. You can find our information on the website. You can connect with us on Facebook. You can do whatever. Just really start to get into a conversation with us, and because who knows, we can, you know, be there to talk you through stuff. Maybe, I mean, who knows? I have no idea what's going to show up or how it's going to show up, but I do know that we want to be an invitation for you guys to choose it if it seems like it would be something like super duper fun for you. And I was trying to get our Q&A thing on, and that should be working by next Wednesday. I put it on, and I think it kicked Lori off. So this Google, it's the third time with the charm getting us on air. Fourth time is going to be like the magic button. So I wish I could like address your questions right now, but I can't. So what you can do though is send me your questions, send Lori your questions, send Lucas your questions, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. This is like top priority. And I think with that, Lori never made it back on. But Lori, if you're watching, I don't know what happened this time. I tried to turn on the question and answers, and then everything got lost, and I lost connection, and blah, 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 blah. So I think with that, we'll be done. I love you guys, and I hope to see you on our trip in September to Bali. I'd love to play with you. I'd love to unwind with you, and I'd love to explore this beautiful planet with you. All right. Good night, lovelies. Bye.